Nicole is the head of household. Who will she nominate for eviction? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All Stars. Hello, I'm Andrew Chefsick Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All Stars. It's day 60 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Nicole is the head of household. Who will she nominate for eviction? We'll find out shortly. But first, with Joanne and Kat becoming the first two members of the jury, Joanne finishing in 11th place and Kat finishing in 10th place, I can reveal that Nick and Lindsay are pretty much dead even. Nick has 4 people left, 4 house guests remaining. Lindsay has 5, Chad being one of them, which he's on Redempel Temple, so they're pretty much even. Nick has Jonathan, Brazil, Chantel, and JoJo remaining. Lindsay has Aton, Curtis, Rhonda, Nicole, and Chad remaining. And in terms of their draft picks, Nick had his first, second, third, and fifth choice left. Lindsay has first, third, fourth, fifth, and 8th, Chad, left. So you guys have been doing really, really well. Like, that's... Let me just want to make sure I don't... Yeah, I didn't. Okay. Like, that's impressive. I'm impressed. I mean, a lot of people, myself included, have been poo-pooing Lindsay's picks, but I mean, she's in a tie right now with Nick, so good for her. Okay, twist picks. So, only 4 house guests now that Joanne and Kat are permanently evicted. And which, by the way, Joanne and Kat were evicted and the chat went silent because Joanne isn't there to participate. So the group chat was probably the quietest it's ever been, maybe even quieter than Christmas Day. And meanwhile, the jury chat is on fire because in the jury house, Joanne and Kat are doing maple shots, which are basically maple syrup and rum. Yummy. CJ is like, ooh. Twist pick. So the only 4 house guests left who have not yet made a twist pick prediction are Aton, JoJo, Jonathan, and Nicole. So we are approaching the final 6, which is the last week you can use the fast forward if you win it. So the 4 of you, if you want to win a fast forward, which can be used up to and including the week of the final 6, I mean, I'm not, there's... What are we in now? We're in the week of the final 8, technically 9. So even if you win it this week, you would only be able to use it in the next 3 weeks. So just letting you know, no rush. The Rainbow Room, there was not a lot of chatter in the group chats that I'm in and in the diary rooms as to who's in the Rainbow Room, even though I said in yesterday's episode that the 4 of us, quote, the 4 of us survived the double eviction. So I'm kind of interested to see what everybody's thinking about that. So if you are not in the Rainbow Room, let me know. And if you are in the Rainbow Room, you can keep on laughing and patting yourself on the back. So let's get to the veto wheel. So before we spin, the house guests had to choose whether they wanted to play for the Sapphire Power veto this weekend, which allows you to veto a veto. More on that if I land on it. Or the Pooh Brown Power veto, which is a fast forward. 7 of the 8 house guests chose Sapphire. Only 1 chose Pooh Brown. The responses I got in the DRs from people choosing Sapphire were, and since this came from multiple people, I can reveal it because it's an overlying thing that everybody is saying, or a broad generalization rather is what I meant to say. A lot of this is what my group was telling me to do. This is what so-and-so told me to do. I don't really care, but what's his face or what's her face wants me to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Alrighty, so here we go. Exciting times. Simple. Whoever we land on gets to choose what veto we are playing for this weekend. And we are landing on Jonathan. Oh no, it's like J J-O-N. Jonathan. Jonathan has selected the Sapphire Power Veto. So, here's whoever wins the Golden Power Veto competition this weekend wins the Sapphire Power Veto. And here's what it does. If you wish to reverse the Golden Power Veto holder's decision, you can essentially veto a veto. So if the Golden Power Veto holder chooses to use it to save one of the two nominees, the Sapphire Power Veto holder can reverse that. So it's not used. If the Golden Power Veto holder chooses not to use the veto, the Sapphire Power Veto holder can choose to reverse that and use it to save either of the two nominees. When the Sapphire Power Veto is used, the Sapphire Power Veto holder is safe from being the replacement nominee, but only when they're using it. Season 4 was won by Brandon, but it was won the week that he was evicted, so he never got to play it. Season 3, it was won in a preseason competition by Krista. That was the season it premiered in. And when Alvin won a veto, a golden veto, she was on the block. He chose not to use it. She was on the block with Adam. She chose to hijack that, to essentially veto his veto, and use the golden power veto on herself. So that was her Sapphire Power Veto play. So yeah, whoever wins the golden power veto this weekend wins the Sapphire Veto as well. Okay, now it's time to get to the nomination ceremony. Hello, I'm speaking, Mr. Vice President. Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. And there's a fly on your head. Thought I'd let you know. This is the nomination ceremony. It is my duty, my privilege, and honor as Vice President of the United States of America to nominate 2 of my fellow house guests for eviction. I will pull the name of the first person who is safe. That person will pull another key and another key until we're down to our 2 nominees. Chantal, you are safe. Jojo, you are safe. Jonathan, you are safe. Curtis, you are safe. This leaves Eitan, Brazil, and Rhonda. One of you is safe, 2 of you are nominated. Brazil, you are safe, which means Nicole has nominated Eitan and Rhonda for eviction. Let's see what she has to say. It is my honor to be here, to stand on the shoulders of those head of households who came before. All old white men. In many ways, this moment embodies our character as cheesecake players. It demonstrates who we are, even in times of random draw. We not only dream to get far in this game, we work hard to get there. We not only see what has been, but what Brian should be. We shoot for the moon and often fall short. But we are bold, fearless, and ambitious. We are undaunted in our belief that we shall overcome the past administration, that we will rise up against hate and against injustice and insurrection. This week I nominate Rhonda and Eitan. I truly have enjoyed getting to know you both this season and respect both of you so much. Nominations aren't easy at all at this point in the game. Rhonda, you have fought like hell in this game up to this point, and I expect nothing less from you this week. Eitan, your game has been fairly similar to mine so far. without having any comp wins. I'm giving you this chance to play in Veto and also begin making your mark on this season. And with that, this nomination ceremony is adjourned. So Nicole has nominated Eitan and Rhonda for eviction, but the Golden Power Veto can still change the nominations. Only 6 house guests will participate in the Golden Power Veto competition. The head of household, Nicole, playing for the first time this season. The 2 nominees, Eitan and Rhonda, and 3 players selected in a random draw. If I draw the names of Eitan, Nicole, or Rhonda, they will get to choose a house guest to play with them a la house guest choice. And because there are 8 house guests this week and there are 24 wedges on the wheel, we are spinning the veto wheel to determine our veto players this week. Is everybody ready? This is so exciting. Here we go. This is the Veto Lottery. So exciting! So excited. Oh, I love this wheel. Okay, so here we go. First up is we are landing on Brazil. Brazil, you are playing in this weekend's Golden Power Veto competition. Why do I feel like this is... There we go. Next up, and the competition this weekend is a live competition. The 3 possible time slots are Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, next up we have... And Jonathan! Wow! The wheel likes Jonathan. Huh. Imagine that. Somebody else likes Jonathan too. He's mine! Get in line! So yeah, Jonathan is playing. And finally... Ooh, Chantel. Thank you for listening. Chantel, you are playing, which means for the first time this season there are no house guest choice, which is interesting. So playing in this weekend's Golden Power Veto competition are Eitan, Nicole, Rhonda, Chantel, Jonathan, Brazil, which means Curtis, Chad, of course, and Jojo are not playing. Okay, with that said, who will win the Golden Power Veto? Watch tomorrow as we have the rules to an all-new Golden Power Veto competition. Sunday is the Golden Power Veto results, Monday Golden Power Veto ceremony, Tuesday the final 2 nominees played their case, and Wednesday is the next live eviction and head of household competition where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 5 house and join Chad in Redemple Temple where one will stay and one will go. I'm Andrew Shevsik Winvest. Take care, and remember, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Good night.